Hi, I'm Tim Hughes. I'm 55.
Okay. And can you just tell us a bit about your background, Tim?
Well, I've sort of got through life sort of day by day sort of thing. I've always kind of felt I was the wrong one. That I was doing everything sort of wrong, and that everybody else was sort of right and that sort of thing. I never really looked too far ahead. It was just sort of one day at a time sort of thing. Get through that, and if you're okay at the end of that day, you've sort of done all right. Well, it was very interesting the way it went, because actually I sort of got into it by sort of accident, really, if you know what I mean. Because I was with Found Foundations. I was having a bit of a problem with the tendency of sort of moving sort of thing. And I went on there and we did a course after about it was a 2-session course, I seem to remember. And at the end of the thing, I was offered, they were talking about this less stress, more joy sort of thing. And I thought, well, go for it, see what it's all about sort of thing and that. And I went in there and, well, at first, I was thinking, hang on, there's something here, and I was going through and I was thinking, all of a sudden, there were things coming in there that I'd felt all along, sort of subconsciously and that sort of thing. Because I've heard a lot of stuff recently that Sydney Banks, who founded it, came out with, and one session we did a little while ago, he said a few things on there that I seem to remember I'd said something sort of similar. Now, I hadn't seen the guy before, so where did that actually come from? Basically, really. I always felt that I was sort of different, Everybody else was sort of different from me and that. I kind of thought I was the only person a lot of the time who sort of felt like the way I sort of felt, really. Which I can sort of see now that it wasn't. That most people basically do really sort of think the same, but sometimes you're in a situation you can think that everybody else sort of thinks different to what you sort of think, really. Sounds a small point, but it is one that I've been using a bit lately. I've got a bad habit recently of losing my keys when I come in. I've put them down. Now, a year or so ago, I got into a strop, run about trying to find them, and now I think, calm down, I think, you got in, you haven't lost them, just sit down for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, have a look, you'll sort of like find them. And that's what happens now.
Wow, so it's made a difference.
It has on that particular area, because as I said, with the keys and that, you just sort of put them down and you think, well, I can't have lost them outside, because how could I have got in through that door? I'm in here, they've got to be here somewhere, and they'll turn up.
Okay, so it sounds like you don't get so upset by that.
Not so concerned about that as I sort of used to get, really, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you noticed that in any other areas of your life?
Well, I probably have with other things now. I mean, it's more a case of just, I can go out sometimes, and I can be walking about, and I just don't worry about things. I have little spells. Like the other day I was out walking around, and for about a 20-minute period, I don't know what it was, nothing was worrying me at all. I was just walking along and it was like, so what? I'm here, everything's okay at the moment. What's there to worry about?
Okay. And is that quite unusual for you from the past?
It is from the past. It's still a little bit, I can get rattled, I can get bothered about things, but now it's more a case of just sort of going along as you sort of go, really. Because you don't know what is around the corner, but just because you don't know it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn out bad.
Right. Okay.
You've no way of knowing, really. It could be okay.
Yeah.
Why get knotted and stressed over something that might not actually happen inside the next 24 hours?
Huh?
But I was saying that I've always sort of felt something in there, and I think everybody sort of got it in there, but they don't actually know it's sort of there. But it's definitely in there. You can feel it. But you need to feel it sort of naturally. If you sort of force yourself and try and figure out what it is, you're just gonna end up in a cul-de-sac or a blind alley and that sort of thing. It's like it's sort of there, and as we've said before, it's a lot more. It doesn't seem simple, but it is. It is just sort of there.
Okay.
And it's in there, and you just got to sort of believe, and you can sense it's in there, because there are times when you just chill completely. And you can sort of sense it. I'll quote an example now. This is like Saltdean. It's supposed to be the summer. This is the 20th of June, but look what you see there. You just see cloud and that. So much of our summer. But that is like with your well-being. It's like with the sun. Because you can't see the sun doesn't mean it isn't actually there. We know it's there, and we know that is going to disappear. That sun is going to come out, and eventually we might have a half-decent summer.
Brilliant. What
I'd advise them, I'd say Try the course, I say, because I was feeling pretty much like that a while back myself, and while I wouldn't pretend everything's sort of perfect with me, it's a lot better than what it was, say, about 14, 15 months ago.